It took me a while to notice it, but it seems I found some mild success. Very mild, at least for this small channel where I talk about armor sets from Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So I'm here to give you more of what you want. But if it's your first time here, this isn't how I would build high damage sets. This is more of how I would have designed the set. So with that said, I'm Rod Hunt, one half of Team R2OTube, and this time let's take a closer look at the Savage Jho set from Monster Hunter World Iceborne. When they introduced the Devil Jho in Monster Hunter Tri, the armor you could build with his parts embodied what the Devil Jho was about. Absolute power. But then, as the series progresses, we start to see the armor skills drift away from the spirit of the pickle and arrive at this awfully underwhelming set we got in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So, I'm going to start this video by taking a look at the previous sets leading up to Iceborne and then share my thoughts on how I would have designed the Savage Jho set. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the Blade Master set from Monster Hunter Tri. The skills are Psychic, Attack Up, Handicraft, and the negative skill of Increased Hunger. When we take a closer look at these, I think you'll find one of these doesn't really match, right? It knows where its food is. That's a check. It's extremely powerful. That's a check. But then what's sharp about it, right? It's a big, beefy pickle. Right? And it's hungry, hangry all the damn time. And that nose is on point. It always knows where its lunch is. But then Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate comes along, and while the skills from Tri do carry over for the most part, what we do see is the removal of the psychic ability and the thematic addition of speed eating. Now, in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, this is where we start to see the Devil Jho armor sets drift off character. It loses Attack Up, Handicraft, and Speed Eating, and instead gets Weakness Exploit, Part Breaker, and retains the negative skill of Increased Hunger. And the Asurient set has one level of the Handicraft skill and a ton of slots to make this the set of your dreams. But here's a fun fact. Asurient means hungry or greedy, and I don't think extra sharpness has anything to do with greed or hunger. Unless we're talking about some extra sharp cheddar. I wonder if the Devil Jho likes cheese. We should ask the Gourmet chef. All jokes aside, we now arrive at the Devil Jho sets in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. And here's where I think the Jho sets start to abandon resembling anything about pickles, starting with the Vengus A set. We see it comes with Part Breaker, Handicraft, and Speed Eating, but then Latent Power. Latent power, right? Well, let's pause right here. The word latent means existing, but not yet developed or manifest, hidden or concealed. Now, while I think I get what the developers were trying to convey here, well, at least I think I do, that if the Savage Devil Jho is the Devil Jho at its truest potential, then perhaps the Vengus set is hinting at what is to come. But if that were the case, why didn't the Savage Jho set come with Latent Power Secret, the skill that was added to the Zenogre sets? Which would seem like it would make sense, right? But when you think about it, it doesn't seem like a good fit either. Latent Power, when active, increases affinity and reduces stamina depletion. But as we all know, the Devil Jho will gas itself out. Are you with me? The Devil Jho isn't a speedy, crafty critter with hidden potential. It has been and always will be all about raw, brute strength. And to add insult to injury, the Bravo set for the Vengus only comes with one level of part breaker. And I think we can all agree, the Devil Joe might have 99 problems, but destroying stuff ain't one of them. So now, let's take a look at the Savage Jho set. There's that sharp cheddar again. And I'll quickly note, the beta doesn't come with cheese. Now, back on Alpha, we get full speed eating, 2 levels of part breaker, and then Stamina Thief. A skill that I think is sorely on the wrong set. And to make matters worse, there's a set bonus that increases this skill's max level. This just doesn't make sense. The Devil Joe doesn't wear things out. It doesn't play with its food. On a second thought. I mean, it overpowers all and just devours everything. Except this fearless monkey. I love Rajang. Anyway, in case you didn't know what Stamina Thief does, it increases certain attacks' ability to exhaust monsters. Neat, but quite an underwhelming skill. The name, however, Stamina Thief, does have a nice ring to it, and I think it fits nicely as a negative skill name, as seen in previous games. See how it fits? It matches because the one who dons the Devil Joe armor is overcome with a constant hunger. I believe that armor sets in Monster Hunter should embody the monster whose parts they are crafted from. So with that said, I'm finally going to lay out how I would have set the skills for the Savage Jho set from Monster Hunter World Iceborne. First, I'd get rid of the cheese. I would keep the speed eating and max out part breaker. Then I would keep Stamina Thief, but as a negative skill of increased hunger, giving each piece of armor 1 level each, maxing out at 5 levels. Then turn the attack up all the way to level 7 and sprinkle in 2 levels of resentment. Because not only is the Devil Joe hungry, but I think it is a resentful creature and it will fight through the pain. Now, here comes the fun part. I would have the Savage Jho set come with 2 set bonuses. For having 3 pieces of armor, it would unlock Resentment Secret, allowing us to take the Resentment skill all the way up to level 7. And for having all 5 pieces of armor, the set would unlock Devil Joe Satiety. As long as your stamina gauge is maxed out, your attack is greatly increased. Can you see what I'm getting at? You'll be the strongest hunter on any hunt. You just have to take a lot of snack breaks. So, there you have it. How I would have built the Savage Jho set in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. A big, beefy pickle set without cheese. I didn't come up with how many slots there are. Maybe you guys can argue about that in the comment section over how many and what level slots they should be. And until next time, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing.
You always said you ain't a talker. That one straight out the dojo when I walked up. Everybody know and see that what a perfect problem. Ain't nobody raise a body like your mama. Raise a toast to your pops and applause, huh? I know we look at you and see the perfect daughter. I'm kick back, I swear to God that you be on some. You sit back, I swear to God that I'm gonna start some. That's a fact, I really wanna vibe with you. No lie, and look up at the sky with you at night, cause everything's alright with you. Outside, I look into your eyes and
Max! So the cheese attack!